How's it going, everyone? My name is Phamily Shucks, and welcome to another episode of Clash of Clans. In this episode today, we have at least a total of 6 raids going on. I think 2 or 4 of them were yesterday, and 2 of them were this morning, so I was pretty lucky with this high loot. So to start off for this first raid, we got TMP. He is not in a league. As I said before, these beginning 4 raids were yesterday, so that was the start of a new season. So I do not think a lot of people were in leagues yet, which was kind of difficult, especially for farming, because I was really looking for those people who were not in leagues showing their inactivity. That way they're easy to take their loot from their mines and storages and stuff like that. But you can see he had a pretty good haul. He had at least 300,000 for each. I think I came away with 200,000 for gold and only a couple 100,000 or 100,000 for elixir. But I did start off this raid with some mass dragons. It did actually come in handy. As you can see from this raid, this was a pretty difficult base. I think he was a Town Hall 9. No, looks from the 3 expos, he was at Town Hall 10. So my mistake, but he was fairly difficult in my eyes, especially at this low trophy count. I was in the silver league, I believe, silver 1, silver 2, somewhere around that trophy range. So that is around the 1250, 1300 area. So this was going to be very difficult if I had my usual farming, which was the barb, arch, and goblin layout or composition. So I came lucky with using drags instead. His low level air defenses didn't really come in that much of a use, just because my mass dragons just overtook them. So I was trying to get 50% on this base. You could see my infantry on the top just finished off those 2 gold elixir, those 2 storages, and some bits and pieces of elixir. But I wanted that 50% just because I am looking for the trophy push. If you guys do not already know, DTP has a monthly trophy push. It takes place throughout the 1st and the 3rd, and I believe you can join if you have over 1800, because you are required to have a trophy count of 1800 throughout the trophy push. It is the 1st and the 3rd of every month, and I believe the last push we got was we got into the top 1 or top 200. Yeah. If you go into the Supercell forums and just check out Clancy DTP, PingFao actually has a little thread that shows how we progressed as a clan so far. So if you are high in the trophy counts, especially if you're like a Masters or Crystal 1, just feel free to join in. Maybe if you want to be invited or join the clan, just say here for the push or something like that. We welcome you to come in for the push, but as a result, you have to leave after the hunt has been over, because we do not accept, I don't think we accept any more invitations or requests anymore, just because we are quite full in our clan. Just because we like to leave some space so that elders from ADTP, BDTP, and DTP can visit each other and stuff like that. So going back to the raid, we have this Town Hall 7, Milan, he was not in the league. He had 145,000. Yeah, if I said that correctly. I'm really bad at saying numbers. But 145,000. So I don't know, however you say that. But I did manage to get into his base, fairly underleveled. You can see he still has level 2, I believe, level 2 walls right on the corners. And then he has some soft level 5 walls right there and some level 4 walls in the mix. So I believe I ended up 3-starring him, if I'm not right, or maybe I am wrong. But I probably do come away with 100,000. So that is really, not 100,000, 100%. So that is really good, because I am looking to start pushing or start raising my trophy count probably today. I do like to get a head start on the trophy push early, so probably tomorrow or sometime this week I will look to make an episode on me trying to get up to Crystal, because the last time I did get up to Crystal 2, I believe, before I started raging, because I just got really pissed because I lost 2 2 battles in a row. It's really difficult, especially if you're trying to raid with low-cost troops. I was mainly trying to raid with giants and wizards and just raging them out, and that got me a good deal of the way. But you know, as you go up in the trophy count, offense is everything. It's not about defense most of the time. And talking about defense, I did change my layout again. I know that's a ton of changing. I think I changed it like twice or something like that. But I did change it to a trophy hunting base. It is another Pingfao's design. I am looking to get to the Masters with it, Masters 3. I know that is a really big goal, but I really want to take you guys along that journey with me. Maybe I might manage to get to Crystal 1, Crystal 2, but that is probably the highest I'll ever get, just because, you know, as you get up higher in the trophy count, probably, especially if you're in the Masters or, what do you call it, the Champion, you really have to gem, and I don't like gemming. You probably also are wondering, but family, you have 640 gems. Where'd you get that from if you say you don't gem? That is actually from, I've been cleaning up decorations and stuff like that. 500 of those gems were from a, what do you call it? I used AppNana? No, not AppNana. I used something else. I don't remember. I'll probably have a link in the description if I remember. But I think it was AppNana. And I managed to get 500 gems for that. And, you know, I've been saving that up for my 4th builder, which I really want. You know, 4th builder is everything, because I really want to bust out Town Hall 8 and max that out really quick. With this gold I'm getting from this raid, I am putting them towards walls, because as you come up from as you're nearing the trophy push, I don't really like upgrading stuff just because you're losing defenses, which is probably a crucial thing, especially when people are attacking you. So you want every defense as you can get, and as a result, I do not like upgrading buildings as a result. With that gold, I will be upgrading walls. I am looking to max them out at, I think, level 8, which is really good in the long run. I know it's painful for me, and I don't think it's going to be painful for you guys just because you're watching this, but it is really painful for me just to bust out 500 or 500,000 for just one wall. In the end, I do only manage to upgrade 3 walls. That's not a lot, especially with this tons of loot I'm getting. I almost got to 2 million gold in the end. I think I came away with a total from start to finish. I came away with around 1,300,000 gold. So that's not a lot. I got close to 2 million, but not quite. I think it was 1.9 million right there. So I could only manage to upgrade 3 walls. So that's not really a lot. You can just see the pain I'm going through right now. But you know, stop complaining, Nick. Come on. It is actually, I'm just stopping for a second, talking about the weather outside. It's pouring outside as I'm making this commentary right now. I don't know why. It's just really raining and pouring. And you know, rain doesn't mix well with heat. If you guys don't know, it just sucks because it's like humid, it's muggy, it's disgusting, it feels weird on your skin, but you know, that's the weather. So let's just talk about these last 2 raids. I think I have 2 raids in the end. These 2 raids were from today, so that is good. You can see most people were in a league, which is also good. So we are here with Sachi. Just looking at his collectors, I was really thinking most of his gold would be in the collectors and mines and stuff like that, but in reality I had to go into his storages just because I noticed that his gold wasn't dropping that fast, so I had to take on from this left side right here. When I was placing down my giants, I was afraid it was going to go like this, as you might see right there. It was going to do a loop around, but luckily my wall breaker was far enough from that single wall thing that it didn't loop all the way around. So I was pretty lucky with that. So I was just slowly pouring in my giants. I was just trying to break into this left side, that way I could go straight to the gold right there. So I was just piling my giants as a meat shield. I usually don't use giants as a meat shield whenever I'm farming, but I've been coming across, or I have been noticing that throughout these raids I've been coming across some pretty high level bases, or not really high level bases, but some pretty or somewhat difficult bases. So I just brought along giants as an extra meat shield along with my barbarians, so that was good. And you can see I broke into the center. It was a very wide open center, so I was really lucky with that, and I came across with some pretty good loot. In the end, I did contemplate whether to lightning strike that gold mine right there, as you might see in that bottom left hand corner. It was between lightning strike it or just leaving it there and not lightning strike it, but I just decided to strike it or lightning strike it, just because I thought I would come across with some better loot. It wasn't really worth it. You might probably already tell. It wasn't really worth it. After looking at this battle again, it wasn't really worth it. But at that moment, I thought that I could get a good enough gold to cover the cost of this lightning spell. Especially when you're lightning striking a gold mine or thinking about it, you really want to see if you are getting your worth from that gold mine. So you can see I only got like 11,000 from that. It wasn't really worth it, but overall this loot or this raid was really good. And I think we are coming up with, I think, the last raid right here, yeah, against Tanner. Mostly it was all in the collectors and mines. I didn't really bother to attack his storages, even though he had a few 20,000 in there, as well as some. Mostly he had like 100,000 in his elixir storages, but I didn't bother just because I have tons of elixir. I am saving that for the trophy push, just because when you're trophy pushing, you don't really go for gold. You mainly go for elixir, or you need elixir, just because offense is everything. You know, you need to upgrade or train up these high-level troops all the time, back to back, that you really need elixir more than gold. So that's why I'm just saving up this elixir and spending most of my gold on these walls, just because I do want to max them out. So yeah. So you can see I was just picking them off. I did want to get 50% on this, and I did manage to come away with 50%. It was somewhat a close call. I did end up having goblins left over, some giants, and my Barb King. But I didn't use my goblins just because I noticed that the storages were still there, so the goblins wouldn't go for any of the other buildings, but they would go straight for the storages and try to break through the walls, which I didn't really do, and I didn't feel like doing, and so as a result they would have gotten taken out by this splash, and I didn't really want to waste them. So as you can see, I'm just managing to pick off these last couple buildings of the barracks and the armed camps. It is highly recommended that when you trophy push, or if you're trying to get 50% or close to 50%, go for the barracks and army camps, just because barracks have the lowest health, if you guys didn't already know that, as well as the Barbarian King stand, that little crown piece right there. If you just put one lightning strike on it, if you have a level 5 lightning strike, just strike it once and it'll go down, as well as builder huts. Builder huts, and I think the Barb King stand will only cost, or is only worth like 1% or 2%. It varies, but army camps are worth slightly more. I think they are. I think they're 4% or 3%, but it's still a lot. You can see I'm trying to get that last 50%. I use my giants as a meat shield, and then I put in my Barbarian King. If you can see right there, my Barbarian King is having a little war with his other Barbarian King, and of course my Barbarian King reigns supreme because I have a level 7 one and he doesn't, so suck on that. But you can see right there the total loot and the total elixir overall, and I am just upgrading these last 3 walls. I was kind of bummed out because I didn't get that 500,000 for it, but you know, you can't always get what you want. So that's going to sum it up. Thank you guys for watching, and see you tomorrow for the trophy push. Peace.